Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before I get into today's video, you may hear my son Louis in the background cheering me on. He's going mad. I'm in the car. I've gone back to the old days of Blitz, making videos in my car. So you may hear him in the background. So today we're going to look at the 60TP. Now, this is the Polish Heavy. Now, of course, Wargaming have recently released the Polish tank destroyers. So let's go back to the heavies because they have got some decent tanks. Now, of course, we are looking at the 60TP. Now, when this tank was first released, it was the Amarak God. Like, and I don't mean it can Amarak. It could be Amaraked very, very easily, and everybody was Amaraking the 60TP. If you go back when this tank was first released in tournaments, there was 3 or 4 Amaraks in every single game to the 60TP. It was funny. It really, really was. It was so easy to Amarak. You don't really see it as often now. So because you don't see it as often now, it has, in my opinion, made the tank a lot better. I think this is a brilliant heavy. It really is. It's got everything. It's got armor. It's got alpha. It packs a punch. Honestly, it is a very dangerous tank. Now, your turret is 280mm, so actually a very, very strong turret, and your hull is 120. So your lower plate is weak. There's parts of the middle that's weak, not the whole hull. It is actually really weak. There's some really strong parts of that hull. So your DPM 2386, nothing special, and that is a reload of 15.84 seconds. You've got a penetration of 265 on your APCR and 362 on your heat, 86 on your HE. You've got a 630 alpha gun, 550 on your heat and 720 on your HE. Your aim time is 4 seconds and your dispersion is 0.380. So of course the stat wise so far don't look anything too interested. It has 7 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 36 kilometers per hour. So as I've said, the stats don't look anything like amazing, but it's not all about stats. When you've got a tank like this, like a super heavy tank, you can't expect it to have super DPM. Or anything like that. So we're going to run through the provisions and then some consumables and then get into game. So I run it with the Zurich, and I run it with the Falwaki, and of course I run it with the improved gunpowder. So basically that is plus 35% to shell velocity. It's up to you what you run it with, really. Now, when it comes to consumables, if anything has the tungsten shells, I would strongly recommend that you use that because it really does help. It improves your core deal from between 105 to 125% of your average damage, so it really does help. And of course I run it with the adrenaline, and then I can run it with the multi repair kit. Now, the only thing when you run something like the tungsten shells, I always run the adrenaline because it helps with DPM. It does mean you have to sacrifice a repair kit, and something like the 60TP can actually really suffer with not running that extra repair kit. So it's, again, when it comes to provisions, consumables, it is totally up to you. There is no right or wrong, you know. It's up to you what you run your tank with and what you prefer. And again, like I said, there's no right or wrong answers. So as you can see, this is why I say about repair kit. I've just been deleted straight off the bat. I've been absolutely hammered. I've got a damaged Amarak. I've already used my repair kit, got a damaged track, and I am absolutely screwed. I've got another minute to wait for my repair kit, and that means I've got a 26 second reload. So I don't at this point just want to rush out. I've now got to be freaking careful for the rest of the game just because I decided to go quite far forward straight away, and we're already losing. Like, we've already got 2 tanks down, so yeah, I have to be very careful at this point. At the minute, I'm not rushing, you know. There's another tank gone, so I'm being deleted. This isn't the best position. Like, yes, I'm on a ridge, but not really on a ridge. You know, you do have that armor profile. Hey, I managed to get my second shot out into that guy. But now, all of a sudden, like, we've just taken these guys out. I've got 10 seconds left on my repair kit, and now I know that these guys are going to come from behind. At least some of them. One's capping A. At least some of them is going to come round from the back. So I've now managed to use my repair kit. I'm ready for anything that comes around this corner. So let's just see who is there. Now, straight up, there is the TVP. Are we going to use the tungsten shells? Of course we are, because then that brings our damage to 730, which was crucial, because then now that puts him in a one-shot. So it's a 4 versus 4, and I can already see 2 one-shots over there. Now, if I can get a high roll on the Minotauro, I can also take him out as well, because I do have a high roll loaded. Unfortunately, I don't manage to get him, but he is dead anyway. So, you know, I messed up at the beginning of the game, but, you know, we managed to pull it back. We have managed to pull it back. Now, luckily, there is someone on the enemy team, the STRVK, that is not about. So let's go forward. He's no idea what he's doing. I'm not even playing it on my free account. I'm actually on my main account. So no idea what this guy is doing. But luckily, I'm the only one that realized he's going to be AFK. And because of that, I managed to get an extra 2,530 damage, because I got the whole damage to myself. So yeah, am I going to reload just in time? I'm going to switch to the HE, because of course I don't want to bounce at this point. We've only managed to bounce 1,000 damage, to be fair. We haven't bounced an awful lot, so don't take that as if the armor profile is bad. I was in a wrong position, like totally wrong position, but I managed to pull it back. Yes, thanks to the STRVK, but still 4.3k damage is a decent job, and we do manage to get a first class. So that is that game. Then we move over to Winter Malinovka. So this game, I mean, again, you have to be very careful in positioning on this tank. That's the only thing with this tank, is it's all about the positioning. If you're not in the right position, you can get wrecked. Yes, it is a super heavy tank, and luckily we did manage to get that bounce there from the grill. He could have easily ammo-racked us. The position he shot us from, he could have easily ammo-racked us. Now, again, considering that was the second bounce when I'm in open play, he can't be a good player, but at least we managed to take a strong TD out of the game. And here comes the E100, and again, as you can see, I do manage to get another bounce. At this point, I do have to be careful, because there is a Death Star right behind, and of course I shoot his gun mantlet. That was my problem. That was my fault. Nothing to do with the tank, nothing to do with the enemy having good armor. That was completely my fault. So at the moment, we managed to block 1,800 damage, and we have got 1,800 damage ourselves. Now, we are going to die. I mean, we do sacrifice quite a lot of hit points, but you know, we've also managed to use the armor profile, which I didn't think will work. E100 just 13, we're just going to switch to the HE, because again, we don't want to sacrifice anything, we don't want to get any bounces, and we do want to take him out of the game. So 1,800 damage, 2,200 block damage. Now, the only thing that really annoys me at the moment, there is a camping IS-4. I don't know if he has any clue, but he is literally just camped there all freaking game, and he's actually going to cause a problem, because I can't really move from this position, because he is there, and if I turn, he is going to penetrate me. So he's actually being very freaking annoying being there, and because of his position, I can't really get the shot off, because I mean, look at that, it's just red. Unless he pokes a little bit further forward, then I can get the shot off. So at the moment, 2,600 block damage, 2,400 damage, and it is a 5 versus 4. But we're not gonna risk anything at the moment, because you know, we still can easily lose this game, and I'm still trying to aim. At this point, I just want to ignore the IS-4, but I can't, because if I get shot from the IS-4 at this point, I could potentially be a one-shot to the Death Star. However, the Death Star has just shot, so I do really want to take him out of the game. That was a must, you know, even if I did sacrifice a shot, that was an absolute must to try and take him out of the game. Then again, just come around the corner. Unfortunately, can't get around the corner in time. But you know, we don't get a massive amount of damage this game at all, but we've managed to use our armor profile. Yes, we've managed to get a little bit lucky as well, but we definitely have managed to use our armor profile, and I wanted to show it just because this is what this tank is capable of doing. You can't get it every game, but it is capable of doing good things in this tank. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Now, as you can see, just 3 tanks left, 3 against 1, and at this point I'm just going to cap the base, because why not? I've almost called it anyway, so why not finish it off? I'm only on 2 hit points. If I can get a little bit more damage, if I can get 1 more shot off, that means I've done 4k damage. You know, I'll be really happy with the battle I've had, even though I haven't really managed to do anything because of that freaking IS-4. If I can get 1 more shot off, I would actually be really happy. Am I going to manage to do it? The Death Star's coming over. Please, Death Star, leave me with a shot. I'm going to switch, and I don't even get enough for, I mean, at least I get the kill, which means 4 kills, but 3,800 damage is still okay. Let me know what you think of the 60 TP. It is a super heavy. It is a fantastic tank when you play it correctly. But again, you can't have them games every game. You can't block everything every game. Just the odd game, it really does work. So let me know what you think of the 60 TP in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.